the lesson we can all learn today is let's all add 2 bars after the chorus for just a sick guitar riff on its own. Let's listen to it again. One more time, one more time. All right, so today we're listening to a song that was sent to me by Schw4rz. Schw4rz is a rock producer, writer, and instrumentalist based in Moreno, Italy. And the song we're listening today is called Houlersoft. Okay, so before I analyze it or try to break it down at all, I'm just gonna give it one straight listen through, just for vibes and get an initial impression on it. So let's just get right into it.
Du los an Durst, gern mach mir bitte an Ho, Ho, das sagt mir alles nicht. Alles ein Bier und ein Stutzen Mineral, ein Aranciata oder ein Spurmeral, ein Veneziano, mir egal. Das sagt mir alles nicht. Ja, ich hab lieber an.
What? Oh my god. Whoa. That was crazy. that was wow. So coming right out the end of the song there. What can you even say about that? It was amazing. It's very, very energetic, very uplifting. I did watch a video about this a few weeks ago, and I'm kind of context putting together from the cover, and I don't know what they call this in Spotify, the weird GIF playing thingy. I think Houlersoft is some sort of beverage, which just makes the song, I don't know, funny, but in a good way, where you it's such an epic song for carbonated beverage. I wish there was lyrics available. I guess that's the first thing I was missing out on here. I don't know if we can get those added to Spotify or are they available. So that's probably my first piece of feedback for Schw4rz would be, let's get the lyrics on here, because I know it is mostly Houlersoft, for the main parts, but I would be down to read what the verses are and find out if there's more to the song or if it's just, the lyrics are embodying that sort of same Houlersoft energy throughout. But yeah, that was wicked. And it took a lot of different directions there as well, within the span of 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I remember it was about 1 minute and 30 seconds in. I was going, this is so dynamic in terms of how it changes arrangement wise and stuff. All right, so now I'm going to listen to it a second time. This time it's going to be a little bit more focused. I'm going to be paying a bit more attention to what Schw4rz is doing, what I think is working, and basically just trying to observe and take note on it. This part. See, this is what I was talking about with the lyrics, because I need to know what's being said here. This part. That just sounds so emotional and melodic and beautiful. I don't know. Even if I have to Google translate them to find out what the gist of it is, I want to know what's being said. Maybe the fact that I can't understand the words adds a little bit of mystery to it. Okay, so I've listened to this song 3 or 4 times now, and what I've concluded is that it's basically just a master class in excellency. There's a lot of great things going on here. So let's start off with the mix. Really clean. There wasn't any time where I heard things that were popping out that sounded bad. Sounded really, really good in these headphones. Uh, Nice sort of stereo panning. I like that when he's got his main vocals in, he has sort of these high vocals that pop off of the side, and he utilizes those a lot with the high guitars as well. And what I really really liked was I think it was the hi-hat.
Es ist Saft gegen die Hitze, ja.
Yeah, it was just his cymbals and cymbals and rides and those things in general sounded really nice. I always struggle with getting a nice mix on those, and I don't know, he has it in this nice, perfectly smooth, nice high section. You know, really, really, really smooth is the best word I can think to describe it.
Alles ein Violett, Stutzen Mineral, eine Aranciata oder Spummeral, ein Veneziano, mir egal.
Yeah, his mix almost sounds like a nice big picture, and you can imagine where everything is standing. You can see a band there, and once in a while something will dip out, but then it's filled in with something else, whether it be a different instrument or a different part, or the next section he has coming in, or some drum sounds or something like that. So he does a really good job of filling out the space nicely. And then I don't even think that's the strongest part, though. That's why I was saying this is a master class in excellency. We can all learn a lot from Schw4rz and what he does here. But where I really feel like he's excelling is in the writing. The writing is so good that I think that if the mix was bad, the writing would still carry the song, and it would still be a really good track. The first thing I noticed was that the song was a lot more complicated than it gives. You know, you hear it and you're bopping along to it, and just enjoying its fun, dumb energy. And I think it's really easy to get lost in that and miss out on some of the cool intricacies of it. So I wrote it down quickly here, but when I was listening to it, I really got the impression that it was standard intro, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, out, which it is more or less, but he's got a cool, I don't know what you would call this, little talking intro. He's got that goes into the hook, verse, bridge, chorus. He has 2 bars to just transition that specific chorus into the next verse, bridge, chorus, and then he goes into this sort of B section, followed by a breakdown of the chorus that goes into a variation of the B section, but a little bit more intense, before he goes hook. And I wrote outro, but is there an outro? Let me double check. Yeah, it's kind of a outro hook riff kind of thing that he's got going on there. So lots of sections. And then I think the thing that I discovered that I had never really noticed was something that you could do, but is what he's utilizing really well here, is that every time he brings in his hook, he always transitions it to the next section differently than the way he did it before. And it creates this feeling like you don't know what's about to happen, and things just keep happening. It has this sort of spontaneousness to it. So let's see if we can go into it a little bit more in depth. Okay, so chorus 1, he goes straight into the verse. Chorus 2, he does this 2-bar little cool guitar riff before he goes to the next section. Okay, and then for chorus 3, instead of going to the next verse, which is what we've gotten used to hearing in chorus 1 and chorus 2, is he goes to a whole new section instead. Okay, and then the next time we have the chorus come in, it comes in a brand new, different way. We haven't heard the chorus before, which is just the guitar vocal breakdown, and then that leads into an even bigger guitar, drum, vocal breakdown section. And you would think, oh, it's the ending of the song. There's no way Schw4rz could find a new way to end the Houlersoft hook in a way that was different than what he did in the previous 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and you would be wrong. Caps it off with the hoo hoo. And listen to how good those cymbals sound at the end. Yeah, sort of circling back to the writing. So he's got all those different sections going on. He's really sort of cleverly moving from section to section. A big staple of what makes the song so good is just the way it builds and builds and builds and builds. In this way you don't really expect it to, because it starts off with a lot of punch. So I feel like we kind of come in with the chorus. The chorus is really hard. The verse slows things down a bit. It kind of takes us into this more sort of jammy, fun section. That's kind of where we live between the chorus and the verse until we have the first bridge. And, that's sort of the emotional part of the song. Like, I feel like if it was a movie, the first verse and chorus, that's sort of like our act 1, and everything was good until act 2 happened, which was, But that's what I mean. And he sets a zone. It's really nice. He takes it to this sort of deeper emotional place musically. And then all the while, the drums are getting faster and more complicated. The guitars are getting more shreddy. By this section, he's really increased the density of the track with just the inclusion of lead guitar and vocals. You can hear that. That's like so much more sonically dense than here at the beginning of the song. And then what he's doing is just beautifully working up to it. He's not just going from here to here. He's slowly building the song up to this sort of crescendo part. And so it really feels like if this emotional part here where he's going, I feel like if that's act 2 of the movie, then, act 3 is definitely this whole, yeah, this would be the climax, where if it was a movie, we're starting to beat up the bad guys or each other if it's Fight Club. For Houlersoft, what would be I feel like we'd just be chugging Houlersofts. All right, that was Houlersoft by Schw4rz. Really enjoyed listening to that one. Schw4rz, thanks so much for sending that one my way. If you're interested in hearing the full track, you can get a link to it in the description of this video. I will also include a link to Schw4rz's YouTube page. This is where he told me the best place to check out more of his music is, and I highly recommend that you do because it is excellent. If you have a demo or half-finished song or a release song and you're looking to get it reviewed or want some feedback on it, feel free to submit it to me. I will have a link to a submission form in the description of this video. I would love to check out what you're working on and see if I can offer some thoughts on it. Thanks so much for watching, and tune in next week to find out what song I got asked to listen to next.